Hi everyone, welcome back to Rotten Rooms. This is episode 3. We're continuing to take a look at the Pocono Plaza Inn, formerly known as the Quality Inn in Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania. Um, we left off with a review that mentioned that it sometimes is advertised as the Roadway Inn. I found the Roadway Inn in Stroudsburg, and it really doesn't look much like it at all. In fact, it looks like a much nicer hotel than the Pocono Plaza Inn, in my opinion. It also has a much better rating from the guests. The pictures themselves also look much nicer. Where is it? Here's the Choice Hotels page for it. Just looking at the outside, it looks different. Um, I really like this area here in the roadway in this outdoor courtyard area. Not as nice, obviously, as the Pocono Plaza Inn's hotel in the center, but it's a very nice space. I think it looks like it's well kept. This is the lobby of the roadway in Stroudsburg. Very updated. Same thing with the rooms. The rooms look much nicer than the Pocono Plaza Inn. Um, I don't know what the reviewer was talking about. I'm not saying that the reviewer is lying. I'm just saying that I'm just not sure what they mean by it. Sometimes goes by that, or it's advertised as that, because this is clearly a different hotel. As I was doing research, though, I found another article on the at this point called this the Quality Inn in Stroudsburg. This is back in 2010. The title of this is Stroudsburg Quality Inn disputes the number 5 dirtiest hotel label. So this was again written in 2010 by Adam McNaughton for the Pocono Record. Adam says the Quality Inn off Interstate 80 in Stroudsburg finds itself in the unfortunate spot of being named the number 5 dirtiest hotel in the country by the online travel site TripAdvisor.com, based on traveler reviews on the site. The Ritz it isn't, but the Quality Inn has done extensive renovations in the past year and does not deserve a spot on the website's, which is weird. I think website's one word. I'm not sure. Hotel hit list, said the hotel's general manager Sean Chowdhury. So at this point in 2010, it's labeled as one of the top 5 dirtiest hotels, at least in the U.S. Um, We just renovated the pool area in the past year, Chowdhury said. We replaced our mattresses and bedspreads and carpets during the past 2 years. There's nothing to hide here. We do lots of cleaning, and I'm pretty sure there's a lot worse than us. We don't need to hide anything. And that might have been true at the time. It might have been doing a lot better back then, but clearly it's not doing so well now. Of the 71 anonymous ratings of the hotel on the website, 59 people rated the hotel as either poor or terrible, and 4 people rated the hotel as excellent or good. So 4 to 59. That's not good. I like this part of the article. It gives some backstory of the hotel. The 134 room hotel was built in the mid 1970s, Chowdhury said, and it is an independently owned franchise of the Choice Hotels International Incorporated. The Quality Inn is expected each year by a Choice Hotels quality control team, which gave the hotel a 94% rating last year, he said. So that's my guess as to why they switched from the Quality Inn to the Pocono Plaza Inn. They probably weren't up to the level of the Quality Hotel's name, and so they dropped them. That's my guess. I don't know. But I have heard of that happening before with other hotels. They have what's called the Whispers Lounge, which is their on-site nightclub. I bet you that was probably a pretty cool place to be at the time. I would have loved to have seen that in its heyday. That would have been fantastic. But let's keep reading some of the reviews found on TripAdvisor for the Pocono Plaza Inn. Patty B wrote a review in May of 2018. Patty is from Rochester, New York. She has 7 contributions. She gave it a 1 out of 5 and said disappointing, deceptive, and deceiving dump. I love the alliteration. Looked forward to staying at this hotel. The pictures on the website made this place my choice to stay for the night. Upon arrival, I found overgrown, unkempt hotel grounds, dirty lobby, and unappealing, welcoming staff. So, an unappealing welcoming? So, were they welcoming or unwelcoming? I'm not sure. was a bit skeptical when a gentleman was trying to cancel his reservation due to the poor conditions, i.e., smelly, dirty, rundown accommodations. The door to our hotel room was ajar. Our room key envelope had been obviously whited out and numerous room numbers written on it. Determining on the same day on the time of day we had no other choice to leave, we were already charged and a refund would not have happened. After a walk through of the hotel facility, what we encountered was disturbing and sketching patrons. I guess they mean sketchy. Obviously, this is nothing more than a flop house. Please avoid at all costs. Patty, I wish you had been more specific. What did you encounter? What was so disturbing? Be specific, people. We want to know. Betty Rubble 2018 wrote a review in May 2018. Betty is from Bedrock, Colorado. I don't know if that's maybe a joke about the Flintstones, but at least it's listed here as Bedrock, Colorado. 1 out of 5 stars. This place is disgusting. I booked this motel on the merits of its website. Pictures, description, all looked amazing. The sad truth is that it was pitiful and decrepit. I don't know whom is managing this scary place, but I would avoid it like the plague. It is old, neglected, and creepy. Everything here was pathetic. American Horror Story material for sure. Yuck. I love their room tip that they gave. There are none. Don't stay here. So good advice. Thanks, Betty. Donald R. wrote a review in March of 2018. Donald gave it a 1 out of 5. Snowed in, had to stay here. Due to the complete closures on routes 80 West, 84 West, and 380 North, we had to find a hotel to stay in during the recent snowstorm. This was our only option. While nice enough to find us a couple of rooms, the establishment is truly run down, malodorous, and dirty. I don't know what that word is. I'm not going to get into details, but the only reason you should stay here is if there are absolutely no options left. If this hotel is expensive for you, go camping. It will be a better experience and better value. The rooms are caught in a vortex of smoke smells on the corridor side and chlorine on the pool side. We had to stay here for safety purposes, but there should be no other reason to stay here until they deal with the odors, clean the hallways, and paint, clean, and modernize all the rooms. Donald gave a room tip of don't stay here. Gave it a 2 out of 5 on the service. I wonder what happened there, and gave it a 3 out of 5 on the sleep quality. So apparently Donald slept well. I hope that's true. Let's see. Party CJ, I'm just going to call you Party, wrote a review in February of 2018. Party gave it a 1 out of 5 and said, "Stay away, bed bugs." Oh, this is the first time we've seen the word bed bugs in any of these reviews. "Please stay away from this hotel. It has a bed bugs. I was happy until the next morning when my husband had bites all over his chest, belly, and arms. The hotel refused to take any responsibility and reimburse me for the cost of the room. We went to a dermatologist and is confirmed as bed bug bites. Hotel manager is a joke." Wow, absolutely terrible. We also get a response here from the manager at the Pocono Plaza Inn. They responded in February of 2018. They said, "We checked with an exterminator and he confirmed we do not have bed bugs. Besides, why didn't you get bit also?" Well, that's a good point. That is a good point by the manager at the Pocono Plaza Inn, because the husband got bites, but it sounds like she didn't. Yeah, that's pretty incredible. I'm glad that the manager is at least, taking initiative. I have no reason to believe that they wouldn't get an exterminator. But it is hard to really decide, who's telling the truth here. Was it the dermatologist who was lying? I don't know why a dermatologist would lie, although I guess they could be incompetent and just made a guess. Is it the hotel that's lying? Is it Party that's lying? I'm not sure. Spang 1 wrote a review in January of 2018. Spang 1 is from Pittston, Pennsylvania. They have 20 contributions, by the way. Very nice. This is a very long one. I'm excited for it. Spang gave it a 1 out of 5 and said, no longer a quality inn, with good reason. Look, my wife and I have stayed in our share of cheap hotels. We are not uptight. As long as the room is clean and we have a restful night's sleep, we are usually all good. A good breakfast is a plus too. But this place was $125 a night and is an absolute dive. From the minute we got there, it seemed shady. The Quality Inn sign was hastily painted over with black paint. The front marquee on the carport was renamed from Quality Inn to the name of Pocono Plaza Inn. My guess is that the Quality Inn and Suites company got wind of this place and pulled the franchise. Or these guys just decided not to pay the franchise fee anymore. Either way, it is completely obvious that this place has cut corners every way they could and left the room charges high. See, that's what I was saying earlier. My guess is the Quality Inn name, the brand name, decided that it was no longer up to par anymore and pulled it. But Spang here makes another good point. It could be that the hotel itself didn't want to pay for the franchise fee anymore, and that's why they no longer are called the Quality Inn and Suites. That is very possible. We only stayed there for 2 nights, Friday and, well, part of Saturday. The room was decent enough. The bed was pretty comfortable. The pillows are terrible. Linen and cleanliness was fine, not great. The safe was not working, and the toilet clogged. We fixed the toilet. The one maintenance guy they have for the entire place came and fixed the safe. The bar in the hotel was barren. We were like 2 of 5 people there. The DJ was horrible, loud, and did not know his audience. The beer was okay, but the cocktails were watered down without a doubt. The pool was nice and warm and pretty clean. Again, fine, not great. I did notice an underwater light was not secured correctly, and none of the pool lights were working. The pool towels are scratchy, hard to come by, and laughably small. Seriously, like hand towel size. Nevertheless, it was just me and my wife on a Friday night in the pool, and we were just having a good time relaxing in it. Pool hours are until 10 p.m., and we stayed a bit longer, quietly whispering and staying in one place, not splashing around. Just trying to relax. The manager yelled at us to get out, and I asked why adults need to get out when we aren't bothering anyone. She answered, "We are getting complaints. People see and hear everything you do," which was nothing. Regardless, we exited the pool and went to bed. Now, I will say this, Spang. Rules are rules. They want to set the precedent. I get your point, Spang. But at the same time, it's their pool. They're able to make those rules. Because, if you stay and someone else shows up, they're going to complain, well, these people get to stay, why can't we? Even if the people who show up later are causing a ruckus. Saturday, the complimentary breakfast was a joke. Do not believe the pictures. It was cereal, stale bread, half-cooked potatoes, and powdered eggs. No bacon, no sausage, no ham, no waffles, no pancakes, no bagels. The coffee was disgusting. Thank goodness there was a Perkins across the street. We left and went there. Returning from town around 7 p.m., we noticed a lot more people in the pool. We went in the pool for a while as well. By 9 p.m., we were exhausted and just figured everyone would get kicked out of the pool at 10 p.m. like we did. We tried resting. 10 p.m. came and went. Then 11 p.m. We still heard splashing, screaming, laughing. Funny how their rules only apply to us, not their incredibly rude and drunk guests. Now, that being said, Spang, the manager did say that they were getting complaints about you in the pool. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. I would have liked to have known, did you call the front desk and let them know, hey, there's some people who are in the pool, we can hear them, we can't sleep. Maybe they just didn't know. That's possible. 12 a.m. We finally no longer heard splashing, but still lots of noise and yelling. 1 a.m. more of the same. 2 a.m. still loud noises, partying, carrying on. We called the front desk, okay, here we go, and complained. The manager on duty half-heartedly tried to quiet them down. He'd leave, they'd start back up. Plus, right next door, they were smoking pot and playing loud music. Everyone in this hotel's smoking pot. I just don't understand. 3 a.m. After a few calls to the front desk, we walked to the front desk to talk to the manager on duty. We told him about our problem. We said we wanted to leave. Our night and our sleep was ruined, and our next door a-hole neighbors were still carrying on. He said he would not give us a refund, but he would call his manager to see if he could change our room. We were packed up already, ready to leave. His manager said we could move to another room, but our room would be a downgrade and no refund of any amount, even though it was a downgrade by his own admission. The manager on the phone said she would not accommodate us any further, like we were annoying her. Luckily, we did not book through the hotel. We used a third party. The third party eventually gave us a voucher for the total cost for one night in our awful room. In the future, we will never even think of booking directly through the hotel for this reason. Had we done so at this dive, we would have been out of luck. We left promptly after we got off the phone with Hotels.com. I said to the manager on duty, "It's not your fault that your guests were being a-holes. It's your fault you don't really do anything about it. It's not your fault that you could not give us our money back or put us in an equal room or at least give us a partial refund. Your manager is at fault for that. You did the best you could. Unfortunately, it wasn't even close to being enough." Now I was with you up till that last part, Spang. This person's just trying to get a paycheck, But I agree with everything up to that point. Management is horrible and extremely rude. This place is run terribly. I'll give them a few more years tops before they are belly up. Do yourself a favor and avoid this place like the plague. Their room tip is don't book a room here. They like the location. They said the cleanliness was a 3 out of 5, so that's interesting. Very interesting. Thanks, Spang, for that. Loves to Travel wrote a review in October of 2017. They gave it a 1 out of 5, and they said, "So bad I didn't even stay. I booked this hotel as a guest of a wedding close by. We arrived, checked in, and were directed to a door at the other side of the building. We drove around and saw some very interesting people walking around the grounds that did not seem to be guests. Once we found our room, the moment we opened the door, the pungent and horrid smell of dirty carpets, old body odor smacked us right in the face. There was an access door from our room to the pool. The window and flimsy piece of wood next to it separating the pool area from our room was in terrible shape. Throw up still in the toilet seat from the previous hotel goer, hair on the towels, and filthy damp smells coming from the window and carpets. The ceiling tiles, wall, and carpets were all stained, and the room was absolutely abysmal. We were starving, so we just put our bags down and tried to visit the hotel bar and restaurant, both of which were closed at 1:30 p.m. on a Sunday. We drove over to Perkins and had our meal. During our meal, we decided there was no way we could stay there. We came back to the hotel, changed our clothes without stepping barefoot on the floor because it was that bad, and brought our keys back to the front desk. I assumed I wouldn't be getting a refund since this is not a professional, upstanding business, but we didn't even get a partial refund. We were told that since we checked in 2 hours before, nothing could be done. The woman informed us that we had come out after 15-20 minutes, we would have received our refund for the disgusting room. We paid $174 for this room. This price was most definitely raised from normal rates since many wedding guests would be there. I will be calling my credit card company to dispute this charge. We ended up driving home 2 hours after the wedding for the sheer filth of this hotel. A few days ago, Choice Hotels called me to inform me they are no longer affiliated with this hotel. I'm sure that is because a routine inspection showed the serious problems this hotel has. Good for you, Choice Hotels, for keeping your name by dropping this horrific hotel from your brand. This hotel should be shut down. So again, more information on the Quality Inn name not being used there. Sounds like it happened around October of 2017. Just absolutely terrible. The manager once again had to say something. The manager said, "Thank you for your comments. We take them seriously. You did not have to be so dramatic in your response. You could have told us that you were going to the hotel your friends were at. Yes, you used the room, so you were charged. If it was as bad as you say, I would not have stayed in that room for 1 minute, let alone take a shower and get ready for a wedding. Hope you enjoyed the wedding. Come on, man. They were only there for 2 hours, and it sounds like for most of it they weren't even in the room. Um, as a hotel manager, I feel like you need to be setting the tone of customer service. Even when a hotel guest is upset of the quality of the room, you should still be friendly about it. I mean, you're not going to get any extra customers by being that, in my opinion, rude back to the customer. As someone who's worked in the customer service industry before, all you can do is just be kind to them and hope that they give you a second chance. But you shouldn't blame the customer for that. Tony Voss 328 wrote a review in September of 2017. Tony is from Burlington, North Carolina. Tony has 89 contributions. Very nice. Tony gave it a 1 out of 5 and said, not impressed. Not impressed with my check-in experience and the front desk women who pointed to the vending machine when I inquired about my welcome snack. Most quality inns I've stayed in showed their appreciation by participating in this new program for their choice members. I guess this property doesn't feel we deserve it, or a Q breakfast and a Q mattress, does it? How low does your property rating have to drop from the current 57% rating? Because unless you change and upgrade, and upgrades are made, it certainly isn't going in the upward direction, that's for sure. Tony traveled for business in September 2017. So apparently Tony was looking for a snack for the choice members. I'm guessing it's some sort of club you can join if you stay at the hotel a certain number of times. And he was not given one. So that's disappointing for sure, if that's something you expected for being part of that club. We have Judith T here. She wrote a review in July of 2017. Judith is from Clinton, Massachusetts. She has 27 contributions to TripAdvisor. Judith gave it a 1 out of 5 and said, total flop house. I arrived late on Tuesday, July 11, 2017, and met a very personable receptionist. I was told my room was near the back of the hotel, so used the back entrance B. I drove around back and the lighting was terrible. There were cans of cigarette butts and piles of butts on the ground. My key would not open the door, but I managed to open the outside door because the door did not latch. It was broken. Well, that's not safe. Once inside, the hall smelled, and once inside the room also smelled and was very well worn and used and abused. I was too afraid to go back out to my car, so I slept on the sheets using my purse as a pillow. Oh, jeez. With the sounds coming from the room next door and the hall, I waited till morning and went out to my car, got my phone, and took pictures of the back door to this flop house. Check out the hotel before you rent a room, and you will move to another hotel or sleep in your car. Quality inns are usually 4 stars, but this quality inn gets -5 stars. Yeah, that's tough. Judith traveled alone. Her room tip is go to another hotel. This is a flop house. I wish that she would have been more specific in terms of the noises she heard next door, why she felt so unsafe besides the lighting. She gave it a 3 out of 5 on location and a 3 out of 5 of service. I'm glad the hotel receptionist was very kind, though. That's awesome. Oh, boy. What did the manager have to say to this? Thank you for responding to our survey. We take these seriously and do our best to handle any complaints we may receive. I wish you would have said something when you checked in so we could have moved you. But here's the thing. She didn't know what the back entrance was like. I'm so sorry to hear about your experiences. We want to assure you that the problem you brought to our attention is being addressed. Well, the manager's pretty kind here. The manager's being pretty kind here in this one, I will say. Although they apparently wanted them to point out a problem before they knew it was a problem. And that's not going to do anything good. Ash Attack 32017 wrote a review in May of 2017. Ash is from Monton, Pennsylvania. Ash gave it a 1 out of 5 and said, avoid like the plague. This hotel was the worst hotel I have ever stayed at. First of all, our room was dirty and had a musty, old smell to it. There were items that were broken and falling off the walls. The furniture was outdated. There was an abandoned car in the parking lot with flat tires. And to top it off at night when we were trying to fall asleep, people were screaming and yelling outside of our hotel room for over an hour. Overall, I would not recommend this hotel to anyone. The manager said, "I'm so sorry you were here on the weekend that we had a horrible group in the hotel. We did not realize they were going to act like they did and tried to prevent it, but to no avail. I apologize and hope that I apologize and hope that one bad group would not ruin it for a different weekend if you were to come back again." Well, I mean, at least the manager's being, apologetic. Although, I mean, you are the manager. Aren't you able to kick out someone who's disrupting other guests? I would think that that's the case, but, I don't know. Severette wrote a review in May of 2017. Severette is from Nutley, New Jersey. Severette gave it a 1 out of 5 and said, "Not worth the money. Stayed for an event being hosted at the hotel. Got a discounted room rate, but still not worth the money. Rooms are okay, but the place is run down and poorly maintained. The coffee maker in the lobby did not work. The ice machine near the pool did not work. The security lock on the side door of the building did not work. The management did not work. Rude and inattentive. The promise included breakfast was sad. They used to of a wide range of things. Now not so much. The pool is a nice addition, but the tiles on the sides were covered with a layer of human grease that suggests the thing has never been cleaned." Yeah, that's pretty gross there. Got to clean that pool if you have one for sure. Juliana S. wrote a review in May of 2017. Juliana gave it a 1 out of 5 and said, "Don't do it!" Our first room was shabby and not super clean. It smelled musty and we figured out why after the first night. A leak came through the ceiling into the bedroom. The front desk didn't bat an eye or apologize and transferred us to a smaller and even dingier room that smelled of cigarettes. The pool was inviting, but had an odd odor. The tables in the pool area had roaches in them. Should I go on? Okay, I will. The entire hotel was dingy and a bit dirty at best. The staff ranged from unapologetic to outright rude. The bar was overpriced. Save yourself the misery, pay more, and stay somewhere else. Juliana traveled with friends. Oh, I'm so glad we get to hear from the manager again. Here's what the manager said. "I apologize if we did not meet your expectations while you were here. The hotel was dirty because we had a very rude group of people staying with us and it made it uncomfortable for everybody. I apologize. Our hotel is never this bad, but due to unforeseen guests, we could not keep up. I apologize if your room was small. Our employees are never rude to people, but again, this group made it hard to control themselves. Sorry if you were inconvenienced in any way." And I'm going to be honest, manager J.L. Busek, I don't know, the general manager of the Pocono Plaza Inn, don't make excuses. Again, he's mentioning, and I'm saying I guess they're mentioning this group at the hotel that was causing a lot of trouble and blaming it on them. I don't know what a group of disruptive guests have to do with a hotel's cleanliness in multiple rooms. I don't know what a disruptive group has to do with the employees at the hotel being rude, and then to say that our employees are never rude to people. That's not true. You just admitted it that they were rude, but it's because of this group of guests, and that's just a cop out. So I absolutely hate that response if that's actually the manager. We get some more pictures. That is disgusting. Tina S. wrote a review in February of 2017. Tina gave it a 1 out of 5 and called their review brown bathwater. My cousin and I were in the area for work. We work on the weekends and needed a place to stay. The Quality Inn charged $160 per night for a 2 double-bed room. After work, we checked into the hotel. The staff was friendly at check-in, but unhelpful in the hours to follow. My cousin was unable to take a quick shower before our water started turning brown. I tried to fill the tub with water to see what was going on. The water only got worse. We called down to the front desk and were told, "The water looks like that when we are at full capacity. Keep the water running and it will turn back to normal." We filled the tub halfway twice, then all the way, and still the water was brown. I find it absurd that they can charge $160 per night and have a problem like this. I find it even more disturbing that they know they have a brown water problem and still don't do anything about it. I hope no one ever has this problem. There is no way I was getting in that water. Yeah, those pictures are absolutely disgusting. Let's take a look at them. That is awful. Oh my goodness. I can only imagine what's causing that water. That is terrible. Gross. Absolutely gross. Jeez. We do have a response from the manager. The manager said, "I apologize for the brown water. We have city water and don't know why your room had discolored water. I wish you had asked for the manager. We would have switched your room. Our water does not get like that just because we have a full house. There must be a problem in that particular room. Again, I apologize for my staff's comments and your problem." Again, just kind of copping out. Offer these people something. Offer them a free night. You want them to have a good experience. You're gonna need to entice them to do so. I know I wouldn't want to stay there again after that, even if there's a promise made that this doesn't happen. It's just ridiculous. You have to do more to entice people to come back after that. Donna M. wrote a review in October of 2016. Donna's from Brooklyn and has 53 contributions. They gave it a 1 out of 5 and said, "Not happy. We stayed here for one night and that was too long. The hall was dirty and the rugs were stained. Our room was no smoking but smelled really strongly of smoke. The door was very difficult to open and close. There were also stains or something on the blankets. I do not suggest anyone stay here. However, they have good free Wi-Fi and the bed was comfortable." So that's nice. The free Wi-Fi was very good and the bed was comfortable. It sounds like they got a good night's sleep. So that is nice. I'm glad, Donna. Okay, here we go. Eagles fan 1973 wrote a review in August of 2016. Eagles fan has 31 contributions. They gave it a 1 out of 5, and they have some pictures which we'll go through. Do not stay here. If you want any of these things from a hotel, stay here. Otherwise, you've been warned. The pool area clientele resembles the yard at a prison. They could be heard from Pittsburgh. You must lock your car doors at all times. See above clientele. Broken glass outside our window. See photo. Take a look at that later. Rooms are from 1985, and we did realize that the hotel was built in the mid-70s, so it's possible some of them might even seem older than that. They have rooms that face the pool area. The air conditioners leak into the floor. See photos. They use flower pots to catch the water. Pool area has as much water on the deck as in the pool. That makes for a very hazardous and slippery condition. Water pressure in the bathroom is awful. Now for the worst thing I saw. This hotel obviously doesn't want guests who are handicapped. I stayed in room 177. If a wheelchair guest stays in this room, they are screwed. In order to go to the front desk, restaurant, or bar from this area, the guest has to go outside the hotel through a side door, then around to the front. That's really inconvenient when it's 100 or 10 degrees outside. The alternative is to go the long way through the pool area, past the dangerous people and the conditions. There's a Holiday Inn Express just south of this dump on Business 209. If I'm ever in the Stroudsburg area again, I'll try this location or stay at the Comfort Suites near the SWB Rail Riders. It's worth the extra driving. This person stayed with their family. Let's take a look at these photos by Eagles fan. So here's a rock feature. I think the rock feature is nice. I really do. I think it adds a level of hospitality. I get a sense of the environment. I like that personally. Oh, there we go. We got Tina's dirty water. So here's again the issue with the water around the pool area. It's nice. I think that's nice. I like that. I like that. I didn't see any glass. They mentioned glass outside their room. I didn't see any in those photos. 73 Hugh M. wrote a review in August of 2016. Hugh is from Langhorne, Pennsylvania, and has 48 contributions to TripAdvisor. Hugh gave it a 1 out of 5 and said, not pretty, beat up. The positives. Staff was very nice, helpful, courteous. Lobby was also nice. Now the rooms. We stayed there about 20 years ago, and the rooms looked like not much has changed. Very outdated and beat up. Really used and old. Everything in the room was clean, but the beat-up appearance of the room made it seem not so. Hallways were very dark and dingy. Appeared in worse shape than the rooms. Shower and tub was dated. Really very surprised at the overall condition. Hugh stayed with her family. Their room tip is to stay on the outside away from the pool area. So you definitely don't want to stay near the pool, probably because of the smell of the chlorine, the noise. The previous reviewer mentioned that there was water on the floor. So it definitely makes sense for that to be the case. We're going to end episode 3 here. Thanks for listening. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.